And talking about new perspectives, we continue our debates with a panel on fostering AI in the region and its impact on society. I invite Radu Puchiu, Director of Aspen Technology and Society Program at Aspen Institute Romania, who will moderate the discussion.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Well, how is after the break? Everything fine? Yeah. Well, a discussion about AI after a small coffee break I believe, will be very interesting. So hopefully you will tell me after. Okay. I have 3 speakers today with me, and I kindly invite them to the stage. I have Gabriela Popescu from Corporate External and Legal Affairs Head, Central Europe, Microsoft. Welcome, Gabriela. Please join us. And George Cristian Tuță, Chairman of the Special Commission for Automation and Future of Work, Chamber of Deputies, Aspen Fellow also. Please join us. And in a couple of minutes, Mr. Dragoș Cristian Vlad, the President of the Romania's Authority for Digitalization, will join us. So, yeah, let's start. How was the break? Was fine? All good for you? Good. So, the discussion today is about fostering AI in the region and the impact on the society. And just to briefly introduce the subject, I'm very happy that this technology overall subject in the Bucharest Summit grew year by year. So we have many panels today and tomorrow about the technology. So it's a good sign, or it's a bad sign, that it's very much related with the security policies and the concerns around the security. So it would be a part of our discussion. Also, I would like to look together with you at how we can foster the potential promised by the AI in terms of economical development, in terms of impact on our societies and so on. So welcome. Thank you for making the time being with us today. So I will start with you, Mr. Tuță.
Ladies first.
Yeah, no, I'll start with you because it makes a lot of sense in terms of going from the parliamentary perspective, regulation perspective, and also go to the private sector then, and back to Mr. Vlad when he will arrive. So you are the chairman of the Special Commission for Automation and the Future of Work in Chamber of Deputies, and I believe together under the Aspen Institute Romania umbrella, we organize a number of events dedicated to the impact of the AI on jobs. How can Parliament can help in this matter?
By using AI. First of all, thank you for having me here, and many thanks for the Aspen Institute that organized this event year after year. And the 12th edition means end of a cycle of 12 months. And if I'm going back 12 months ago, when we start discussion about having a committee in the parliament speaking about automatization and the future of work, actually the idea to start this committee was by trying to answer the question how we can improve Romanian productivity, our labor productivity. How can we improve it to be more competitive in the European Union market or in the global market? So the only answer for this question was by using technology to improve our citizen skills, and also to use technology for improving the public service that we have in Romania. And in this year, as we all know, artificial intelligence made a quite huge leap, and now AI, it's a common conversation. If we go in I don't know, high school, or if we're talking in a university, you'll find the challenges that AI it's facing to the society and to humankind. But also, a lot of companies are starting using artificial intelligence in their daily business. And we can see this by the Digital Economic Society Index, which are measuring for the first time this indicator of using AI in the businesses, which, in my opinion, is very important. And now, putting the balance between how the work will be in future and what's the fear of this technology, I will use an answer that a vice president from NVIDIA told me when I met him, and I asked him how we can explain better the benefit of this technology, the artificial intelligence technology. And his answer was very short and very interesting and starts a long debate. And the answer was like this: you have to scare people about artificial intelligence.
Well, I believe they're already scared, most of us. But after all, how is AI is going to replace our jobs? Because it's an important conversation I see, and everybody's talking about AI is going to steal our jobs. But AI is a technology; it's not going to steal anything. People who are going to use AI probably will enhance their abilities and be more productive, probably. So how the parliament is looking at this fear on one hand, but also the potential to be more productive as an economy and so on. So I'd like to hear your view on that.
Our committee is working with the academia, with the private sector and the state institutions to find what is blocking all these three categories to enhance technology and use technology. Because a lot of bureaucracy it's generated by the regulation. So we need to lower the regulation on this field of using technology and find the best way to let people develop themselves. And speaking about stealing jobs by technology, the truth is someone who will use artificial intelligence will steal your job.
Exactly.
So if you are not prepare yourself, you are not improving your skills, your job is in danger. That's the reason a lot of activity in the education minister is focusing on how we can improve the lifelong learning and how we can adapt our labor market to the new economy, to the new digital skills. And from the parliament side, we're trying to put all this issue on the table to have a common approach. Okay. Because if we are doing in a secret laboratory and put it on the table, we'll have the debate like was the debate a few days ago between using cash or card.
Indeed. Well, hopefully this will improve, and I thank you for your comments. I will move to Mrs. Gabriela Petrescu. AI was declared the word of the year. I remember a few weeks ago, and a few weeks ago, Microsoft announced Microsoft Copilot. Your everyday AI companion, how it's presented. And also a few days ago, 1st of November, LinkedIn just passed 1 billion members and launched a new AI chatbot to help people get a job. It seems it did the AI year. So it's looks like very everywhere. Everywhere is the word of AI, and also the speed that the AI is adopted by large companies and small companies is increasing. This creates a conflict on few things. I saw it. Is it a friend or a foe, the AI? How do you see it? More regulation, less regulation? I'd like to hear it.
Thank you very much, Radu, and thank you for inviting me here. We only have 32 minutes left, so not enough time to discuss about the topic that you just opened. And I will start answering, building on what my distinguished co-panelists just mentioned. So first of all, when we talk about AI, and when we talk about how do we implement AI, how do we use AI in a country, and about creating the framework, it's a multi-stakeholder approach. And as it was mentioned, when you talk about AI and when you talk about the framework to implement, you need to work with private sector, you need to work with authorities, you need to work with the society to hear everyone's voice and to make sure that the use of AI, it's not a weapon, I mean that we don't transform the AI into a weapon, but into a tool. To answer specifically, yes, AI can be both. And it's only up to those that are creating the principles and the regulations to make sure that the AI is human-centric and is used as a tool and not as an instrument against us, because yes, it can be used. So then I'm going back to the second part of the question, more or less regulation. This is an area that it's basically changing every day. Nobody knows everything. Every day things are happening. And companies like Microsoft or like the other multiscalers are learning every day and are creating everyday structures to deal with AI. And we are not working on this alone. As I said, we are working with the society, we are working with the authorities around the world to make sure that the AI is used in the good way. We've created principle. Microsoft started working on AI many years ago. Since 2007, we are communicating and we are talking with the outside stakeholders about the right use of AI. We have created partnership. We have a joint partnership around the world where we are talking about AI. And we do strongly believe that we have to have very clear principles behind using AI. We have to have very clear declared scopes on how and for what AI is going to be used to make sure that it's used for everyone and not against people. Microsoft is learning every day. What I'm sharing with you today are things that are improving as we speak based on our learnings from what is happening in the market. But we have communicated the world the principles that we put behind AI. First of all, we have to make the way we are approaching it that behind all the work that we are doing, and there are so many information, I just brought this small piece of paper with me, old style, not technology-like, to make sure that I'm not using anything that is important. So we have 6 important principles when we are talking about the use of AI, and these are fairness, privacy and security, transparency, safety, inclusiveness, and accountability. There are simple words. But when you put this behind building AI, and when you commit through this, as Microsoft is doing through contracts, it's the way that I would say gives security to those that are using your technology. You mentioned about Copilot and you mentioned about LinkedIn. Copilot, it's built-in AI tool in the Office 365 in Microsoft's suite that we are selling. It's available already with specific terms and conditions. It's a very useful tool. It can help you tremendous in basic research. It's not replacing your work, but it's helping your work. Okay. And how do we sell it, and how everyone that sells AI should do this? It's through commitments that we are making in our contracts for the use and for the protection of those that they are using. We are talking about, and I'm going to stop here because I told you there is so much to talk about, but I don't want to
But I will take the opportunity to go a little bit deeper on the subject, because a few days ago, President Biden issued an executive order, which was already famous, introducing 100 pages of concepts and limits and things that we should consider when developing AI. And one of the things were related with the so-called red team internal instruments that will somehow safeguard the way you use. Having principles is one thing, but making sure that they are respected is another thing. So I was looking at it from two perspectives. On one hand, you have an effort to regulate internationally, European level, and so on, AI. But on the other hand, it's commitment or issuing a necessity for all the companies to build their own internal capacity for that. How Microsoft is doing that, because is one of the largest providers of AI.
Microsoft takes this very seriously, and as I've mentioned, we are not doing this since 1 year ago or 2 years ago. We have a very clear, very detailed, very deep structure since 2017. So we have teams that are looking, that are basically challenging. We are challenging ourselves internally to make sure that the AI product tools that we are offering are have everything, all the transparency, and all the tools are by design. And we are committing through on the design transparency through our contracts. We have ethical committee on AI. So whenever a product, an AI product, is created, we have an internal ethical committee that it's looking, a multidisciplinary ethical committee. So we have engineers that are working, but then we are bringing colleagues from different functions that are looking and evaluating that products from different angles to make sure that when this is available for sales, it meets all the principles that we put behind that I have just mentioned, and that each product, each development on AI meets by design all these principles. In addition to the principle, we have also created and communicated broadly. All this information are public, and lots of information about what I'm going to say can be are accessible online. We have also communicated 3 scopes around which we are creating and producing AI products, and the main goal behind it is that AI is human-centric. And I'm going to very briefly detail these principles that we have. The first one basically reflects what I have just mentioned, that AI is built and used responsibly and ethically. And this is why, as I've mentioned, we have very complex structure behind the AI in Microsoft to make sure that we are walking the talk. So we are not only creating principles and talking about them, but they are actually respected when we create AI products. Sorry, I have to use my glasses.
Please.
The second goal is that AI advances international competitiveness and national security. And when we are talking about this, we must recognize that there are countries that different countries are in different stages when we are talking about AI understanding and AI implementation. And we want to make sure that everyone has the same access and everyone has the same information. All the countries have same level of information and can contribute equally, have equal chances to contribute on the AI discussion. And the third one, and it's very important, and it's related to part of what my distinguished co-panelists mentioned, AI serves society broadly and not narrowly. What does it mean? Okay. It means that while technology is advancing very fast, as individuals, as human beings, as employees of different companies, as students and children, we might be not there. So we want to make sure that everyone has access to education. Everyone understands what is an AI tool, how technology works, and we can develop our capabilities. We can develop new skills. So we are not, as a society, as individuals, and then further as a society, we are not taken by surprise by the development of technology, and we are prepared to use it for our benefits.
I have to confess that although I agree with you, and I'm going to Mr. Tuță for a second, I use AI tools, and I replace many of my parts of my work with AI tools, which became very powerful and saved a lot of time. You mentioned education, but education is not spread evenly. It will create inevitably disbalances, but what I'm afraid of, and this is a part of the conversation we have, the disbalances is not like somebody who knew and read a book and gather knowledge and somebody who didn't. Is good at math or not good at math is not that difference. The difference is 1,000 times versus 0. So the differences is going to be huge. And I'm moving to you. How do you address this? Because you're facing, as a political environment, you're facing like an impossible choice. On one hand, innovate, get more competitive as a country, get people on board. On the other hand, not losing actual jobs. That's will create an environment that is going to be very difficult for you as a political layer. How do you balance those two? How do you see that?
I'll choose an economical point of view to answer this question. So the regulation should appear only when the markets fail. And here regulation means also commercial regulation between businesses or industries, or state regulation. But innovation, for sure, it's against regulation, and we need to build, and Romania government and also in the parliament we are working to build these innovation islands. We also have the digital innovation hubs all over the Romania where people can test their technology. But speaking about artificial intelligence, in my opinion, the state should be the referee of this way of using technology. And in sports, right, you have two teams, and the referee, it's who, first of all, testing the pitch if it's right, testing the ball if it's right, and after that, let the players use the ball to win the match. But, and here I'm seeing the role of government, the role of regulator, to be there for an early tester of the technology. And maybe the future, and I am sure the debate in European Union on AI issue, it's to become this kind of referee and having this sandbox where you can test your technology before you put it out for society. Because even if companies, huge companies like Microsoft, they are applying some ethical principles and they have their own regulation, somebody who is using technology is like using a gun. You can defend yourself or you can kill yourself. And I just saw yesterday, a colleague of mine sent me a video made with artificial intelligence, speaking about the latest Romanian IPO, Hidroelectrica, where somebody from a TV station was presenting a news, how you can multiply your money, just put 1,000 lei in this account, and in 3 days you'll have 5,000. And you cannot control this kind of, in technology we're using deep fake term for this, but you cannot control or you cannot censor this kind of communication. So there we need to work a lot on education level. As my co-panelist said, it's very important to make people understand what this technology is, how you can use it, or how you can feed yourself for this fake news that will generate more and more content, and we all be victims. Once again, I said, beside the weather forecast, you need to see the cyber alerts when you start the day.
It's an interesting view to have a bulletin on cyber attacks every day. What I was thinking, and just following a little bit on your thoughts, is okay to if we imagine the AI ground like a football pitch, and rules and a referee that is going to follow the game, but knowing that technology is not there playing the same game every day, and the rules are continuously changing, because one of the difficulties of the AI is that you don't know what is going to be tomorrow and how it is going to evolve, because it's basically, this is the idea of an AI tool. So the referee should be also enhanced by some tools. And how do you see here the parliament is going to use AI to regulate AI?
For sure. And I think it's a tool that you can use it to do your job better. But when you're speaking about the pitch, considering it's AI and the referee should have a complex experience to know all the possible games that you'll have on this pitch, I think here is the possible mistake that we can do it as a regulator, to think more in the future and forget about the present. We need to see what is happening in the present, and we start using those data. And here is come a huge problem when we're speaking about AI, but the time, I think, is not enough to speak how we are collecting data, how we are connecting our national data to artificial intelligence database to keep the Romanian society not affected by the different societies.
Thank you. But I will go a little bit, and I move to Mrs. Popescu, following this perspective, because what I'm hearing in all the conversation we have, as a state, we are going to use AI. It is a powerful tool. It's going to benefit from you hear it everywhere in the region, especially. But when it comes to the real ground of using AI, you see that the governments are not using cloud, and AI is a cloud-based technology. So how the governments are going to foster and benefit from the AI revolution, if I may say so, when they don't use the very basic tools or infrastructure for that. So my question to you from a business perspective from this time, are these countries in the region really onto it? Are they going to benefit, or do you feel like they're on a good path for that?
The answer is yes, and I'm going to give you 2 examples. But before going to the specific examples from our region, I want to comment on 2 things that were mentioned. Please. So, talking about AI-generated images or results, Microsoft Bing, so Bing, it's Microsoft research engine, it's now notifying you if in your research there are artificial intelligence generated content, if there is AI generated content. I don't know, if a picture is not a real picture, it's an AI generated, you will be notified. So this has been introduced recently, so you know whether the information comes from, I don't know, someone taking a picture or that AI generated it.
Perfect, because we are working in the parliament now on a law to incriminate, to make a criminal when you're sharing, when you're posting an image which is made with artificial intelligence and you are not marking correctly.
So Microsoft
Perfect.
notifies you. And then I will go to the first thing that you said when just a few minutes ago, if we are or when we are using artificial intelligence. Everyone that has a social media account or my mobile banking account is using artificial intelligence. Whether we know it or not, we are all using artificial intelligence whenever we are opening any of the social media accounts. So we do use social AI even if we don't know. Now, going back to the specific question, technology. Can society, government, authorities benefit of using of technology? And this type of technology, I mean, not even going to artificial intelligence, which is the, let's say, the posh things about technology, but basic technology based on cloud. I'm going to answer by two examples from our region. One is from Poland, one is from Slovakia. And a few years ago, the Minister of Finance and the government there decided that they want to improve their tax return systems, and they want to improve the VAT recovery process. And they had public tenders, and they have discussed with different providers, and they chose those that, and these are the examples from Microsoft. I'm sure all our competitors have similar examples, because these were the two tenders that Microsoft won. Slovakia wanted to make sure that they have a better VAT recovery, and they used artificial intelligence, a bit of artificial intelligence algorithm, and they created and redesigned their whole VAT recovery system. And it was a program that was implemented in a very short period of time, because they were very committed. Within 9 months, the additional budget, the additional amount of money that came to the budget was 1%, 0.9 something from their GDP. So that was the impact in less than a year in terms of how much money we bring to the budget of the state. Poland, where the tax return system is different than Romania, then they have individuals that have to go and report online. They decided that their system was not updated, and they wanted to completely reshuffle what they have. It's a project that won the European prize for best government technology. I don't know exactly the name, but they won the UE award for technology. Within 6 months, they had additional 600 million coming back to the budget, and happiness of the of individuals. I mean, the optimism and approach that individuals have to this increased tremendously. The experience that the person has when they have to go online from their mobile or from their iPad or for whatever they have, the impact was completely, I mean, the happiness of the people, the satisfaction of those that use this was tremendous. Putting aside the individuals, which is of course important. I mean, every country should be interested in how the individuals are dealing with the technology. The amount of money that were brought to the state budget is significant.
Perfect timing.
Yeah, indeed. Thank you, President, for being with us. Just to laugh a little bit about technology, you noticed that I was typing because I was in touch with Mr. Vlad to guide him here, and thank you for making the time to be with us. There are a lot of conferences, and I steal you from another panels. So thank you so much for being with us. Yes, we were talking about AI, about regional impact, about the use cases, and you probably heard these two examples, which are very good, used by the public administration. So I was curious in the minutes we have to have your perspective on the AI usage by the public administration. What is the power of using this? How do you see the future of using this technology in the public administration?
Hello, thank you very much. And first of all, I'm sorry for this delay, the traffic, and I have a previous meeting at the government. Sorry, again. You know very well the activity regarding the National Authority for Digitalization in Romania. We are involved in a lot of projects, regarding to automatization, a lot of process in public administration, but we are involved, and I thank you for my colleagues, for the parliament or for government to support us in project regarding the legislation and the regulation. The AI in public administration in Romania is at the beginning.
Okay.
And for the beginning, it's better to have some rules, some framework. In this sense, we promote and we have a draft for strategic for AI. Is represented deliverable from another European project. But AI in the public administration can be only if we have a good cloud computing. Without cloud computing infrastructure, without mechanisms for interoperability, we cannot have the AI. We know very well the European Commission have some groups, specific groups regarding the AI regulation, AI standards, like in the interoperability. We need to have some milestone regarding how to implement, how to adopt, how to use the AI technology. In Romania, we need to make some revolution, if we like to
Let's
say.
call decisions.
Yes, decisions regarding to make some robotization process, to adopt the robotization process, to cut the bureaucracy. And I think this is the first step. The second step in a logic framework, after 1 or 2 years for this implementation, I think we have to interconnect all the database with like a unique source of the truth. And after that, I think the AI infrastructure, AI technology can process and can be used, adapt for a specific process in public administration for citizens, for their request. Romania makes some steps in this way. Last year, we have a legislation regarding the open data. Open data also can be a source for AI, to interpret the AI. Also for public administration or for ONG, NGO or another private sector. We have the second legislation is better for us, and we received a good feedback. Legislation for interoperability also. We define over 20 unique database in Romania.
And cloud first. And cloud first. We have cloud first legislation,
Exactly.
which is very modern,
And, yes.
even in the region.
The reason for this delay, now we promote a revise for cloud computing. The authority of the digitalization sustain the cloud first policy. And in the project financed by National Plan of Recovery and Resilience, you know this big project, Government Cloud, we are convinced to have a hybrid solution, and we promote to have a hybrid solution. And I think this type of emphasis and complementarity between two types of architecture of the cloud can be the big first step and second step to implement the AI computing, AI infrastructure, and to put the data. The data is essential in AI.
Just because we have 3 minutes left, and I want to take advantage from all of you, just addressing one question to all of you, and you can jump. We have the strategy, and all the countries in the region have strategies. We have good examples, like the one you mentioned in Poland and Slovakia, benefiting exactly from the power of AI, of big data analytics and machine learning also. How do you see, where do you see the next move from your perspective? Where you work in your institution, what do you see then that's going to be next in Authority for Digitalization, for example, in the use of AI? You have a strategy, you're going to be implemented, you have a cloud first policy, and so on. Where do you see the best benefit of AI in what you're doing next would be?
Okay, the benefits can be one or more benefits. The first benefits must to be have the citizen in the middle.
Okay.
We try to make a big process and.
So back to the education part
education,
and the acknowledging the power of AI. Okay.
Negotiate with the other commission for programming, operational program from digitalization, POCIDIF in Romania. Main important project, first is National Platform for Interoperability, and the second is regarding to adopt the new technology in public administration. So we try to be a link and a core in the middle of the public institution, to promote and to encourage them to use the latest technology. But the first step is also to have the knowledge regarding the AI, to have the skills.
And to build around.
Yeah.
Mr. Tutsa, what, 30 seconds, what would be the next thing to do?
I will quote a very famous personality on digital field, which is Radu Puchiu. And he said a few weeks ago or last week, Romania doesn't need a digital strategy as an objective. So we need strategy. We need to use digital tools to improve our different strategies, to increase the people happiness, like in Poland or in the other country. So we need to stop speaking about technologies and start using technologies. We also have in a lot of institutions, public institutions, systems, digital systems that are just sitting there and nobody using them. So we need to focus on how to use technology, not what's the best way to digitalize everything.
Thank you. Mr. Popescu, one few last words on optimistic about the future.
I am optimistic. So the use of technology, there is no doubt, I think that there are benefits for using technology. And I'm optimistic because of what I hear from my distinguished co-panelists, because the Romanian authorities are thinking of the framework, the legislation to be put behind. We already have part of it, we are working on it. And as I've mentioned at the beginning of our session, we believe in a multi-stakeholder approach. we are in this together. We don't know everything. Nobody is going to know everything about this AI, about AI, and only working together, we can make sure that we use we put people in we are human-centric, and we can use it for the benefit of everyone, individuals and governments and countries, within the right frameworks and with the right principles behind. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and thank you all for being with us today. I hope it was a good food for thought for our audience. And also, I believe we are going to be the optimistic panel, because after us is going to be the cybersecurity panel, and there's plenty of room to be scared about the technology. So thank you so much once again.
Thank you.
Thank you, Radu. Thank you.